So this French cleat wall has been an absolute mission. It's the first time I've ever done anything like it, so it's been a massive learning curve for myself, which I absolutely have loved. But there are quite a few things I am wanting to change in the future, a few problems that I hit, a few things I wish I did know. So I'm hoping this does help anyone else that is wanting to jump into something like this in the future. Let's have a look and see where I went wrong. Dude, I've got to print this back again. Here we go, back in the shed, and this week we're going to be looking at this wall. We did that one last time, the racket system. Looks amazing. Haven't done the drawers yet, and a lot of the gear is still underneath, which is going up here this week, hopefully. So we're going to be looking at putting up all my battery tools up there. We're going to be looking at the batteries. We've got battery mounts. What else? We've got the pack out. I'm trying to get the pack out up there. I haven't seen it done on French cleat wall system before, and I'm hoping that it'll work out. Let me know if you've seen anyone else do it. That's all the gear we're going to be utilizing. We're going to be throwing that up, hopefully, maybe, actually, probably not. Probably not. So I've got these ones from Stealthmounts. These are for your pack out to clip onto walls rather than using the large Milwaukee ones. We've got all the 48 tools, battery holders. We've got the 48 tool holders. We've got the Stealthmounts M12 holders. We're going to be utilizing a whole pile of gear to get it up on the wall, see how it turns out. I've never done French cleat wall system before, other than I did it once a while ago for a video which I did on a bed head, which worked out perfect. I've seen a few other people doing these systems online, and man, they look fantastic. And I'm just super excited to see how this turns out. We're going to be utilizing some 12mm plywood. I would have liked a little bit thicker. That's all we had in the garage from, what was that from? That was from doing the ceiling. So I did the ceiling in the 12mm, and I figured I may as well utilize that. I did actually try to go to Bunnings and pick up some thicker stuff. I wanted some 19mm. The biggest they had was 15mm, and you're looking almost $100. It was 90 something dollars for a sheet of 15mm plywood. So I was like, I'm not spending that. We'll give this a go. I'm not sure if the 12mm will be enough. We're not going to be hanging too much on it. The pack out will probably be the most weighty thing that's going to be on it. So we'll see how it works. If it doesn't, we'll take it down. This can be the trial run, and we'll get something larger. Fingers crossed this piece of junk will actually work today. So we're going to go through, and I'm thinking maybe 50mm for the top and bottom. So if you don't know, I'll be cutting 100mm through and then cutting it in half on a 45 to make the French cleat. I'm hoping that's enough. 50mm should be fine, I think. So you're doing 50mm with a 45. So let's say the back end will be on 40. We'll go 20mm with all the screws. No reason to waste timber. We'll throw it up and away we go. So there's the first line, that's 100mm. I'm just going to use the guide on the circular saw to cut through that. And we might even, what I might do actually is put the 45 through first. Why not? So I'll put a 45 through, cut that, and then I can cut that, yeah, cut the 100mm mark, and we'll just throw that up, see if it works. And if it does, we'll keep going through, power on. Here we go. First shot, she's working. No! Serious? Every bloody... Come on, trigger. This week, we're gonna hit up Sydney Tools. There we go. See, you just gotta threaten them. You threaten to leave, and they start to work. we have our first 2 pieces. It's literally that easy. So this will get mounted on the wall that way, and then this piece will get cut up and we'll make mounts out of it for our tools, and that'll literally slide in there and hold it in. We'll throw this up. Good old DeWalt laser. I reckon it's a fairly good height. Don't want to go too much higher. I might go 100 mil to the top. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? That looks like we go. We're about 160 down. Let's just throw it up. Hey. Screws. That's one. That's one up, and I feel that is going to be fine. I think the 12 mil is the go. Let's cut up all of it. Through it slowly, but hear me out on this one. So because I'm using the circular saw, not a table saw, and I'm just doing 45s, then doing the straight cut, I've got to do 45 straight, 45 straight. But what I might do, and I've got a piece here that I sort of stuffed up, cut that one a bit too short, so redid it. But as you can see, you've got 2 45s. So I've cut it with a 45, then another 45. Why don't I just do that? Do I have to cut it straight? I see no problem, as long as you like the look of it, which I don't really mind at all. Rather than having to do a 45 straight, I'll just keep cutting 45, 45, 45, 45. Maybe I'm totally wrong and this isn't going to work, but surely, why not? That's way quicker. All right, so this is on me, and I wasn't sure whether to show you or not. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see how straight that is? That thing is on the piss pretty hard. Only mainly at that end. The rest isn't too bad, but some of these aren't looking 100% schmick, you know what I mean? And obviously that is because I'm using the circular saw. I'm not using a track saw or a table saw or any sort of straight edge. We are just using the guide, and I think using the guide on it, I don't know, it's just not working. Maybe it's because I have been cutting on that. So I'm putting the straight edge like this, if I can get it on, and I'm guessing that it doesn't sit perfectly straight. I could see that it was moving around a little bit, but I wasn't sure just how much it was moving. I don't know if you can see that, but they're not perfect. So I wasn't sure whether to carry on or not. I will carry on. We'll throw it up, because obviously the surface area of the actual French cleat that's going to be on, that holds the tools up, not the main runs. Main runs will look a little bit funny, but yeah, it should actually still work. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, man, that's what we're here for. What is that? I think we found a winner. Ah, good stuff, guys, good stuff. Can't use that one, surely. Giving a 100 mil gap between each. Is that too much? Too little? Who knows? I actually really love the way that just that by itself looks. It's going to look sick. Obviously, the only problem don't know if you can see it too much. Got a bit of a divot there. That one stands out. I'm hoping it works and I can carry on. Just the feel of it at the moment though, with the 12 mil, 19 would just be a lot better. This is week 2 and I have been struggling all week to figure out whether it is worthwhile me continuing with the wall, as it isn't quite perfect, I guess. It's not level, it's not straight, doesn't look the best, I guess. But at the end of the day, this can be version 1. We may do a version 2 in the future. I did put it out onto social media last week for any ideas on how to get a thicker timber, but for a better price. And so what I did here back was, one of the best things I could be using is the yellow tongue flooring. So that is half the price and I can get twice the thickness. So I think that's the way I may be going. But if you have any better ideas, definitely hit me up. So I would like around the 19 mil thickness. I don't think I would go much more, but I'm totally open to any ideas as I am fresh to this. But I guess there's nothing left to do but to continue, get a few things up and see if it works. So first up, I wanted to get this 48 tools bracket up. This holds all my Milwaukee batteries. I've done other videos on this. So I've measured up and cut a piece of timber that is big enough so I can sit on top, and it also hangs over the next piece of timber. Because if you make it too high or not long enough, I guess, it starts to bend or tilt. So that's what I've done on the back, just a bit of offcut from these. Once again, it's not the straightest timber, but I've just put a couple of screws in. Most people either screw it or nail it, and they also glue it. At the moment, I haven't glued it. Look at that. It actually does work quite well. So you can slide it across. There's no movement in it. Pick it up, throw it up. You can put it anywhere you want. So all I'm going to do is throw this on, throw some screws. All right, first one, see if this works. Beautiful, absolutely. It's not too bad at all. Only a tiny bit of movement. Throw it up wherever I want. Battery. Yeah, that's good. So there's no movement in it whatsoever, really. Guess that gives me hope. Really excited. Where are we going to throw that? We'll leave it up there at the moment. But now I'm really excited for the rest. This is next. I want to be able to throw up a bit of pack out on the wall there, slide it across, like slide it down in that corner if I'm not using it. And what I'm going to use is some of these feet, or I don't know what you call them, little mounts. They're from Stealthmounts. And I'll show you, spin that around. These just mount onto whatever, so you mount it onto the timber there. Do a couple of them. I haven't looked too much into them, but I would only need 4, I guess. And it just clips into there like that, holds it onto the wall. So probably 1, 2, 3, 4. With lighter gear, you'd probably get away with like 1 or 2. If anything, you could do 2. What do you think? 2? For this smaller stuff, 2 might be fine. We'll give it a go with 2 and go from there. Mark it up exactly the same size as this. We might leave the top so I can grab the handle easy. Look about there. So just looking at these, they both are butting up against each other. They both sit against each other when they're up. So it should be fairly easy to get a measurement. We'll just measure down to roughly where we want it onto this timber, screw it in. The other way. Rookie, rookie, rookie. Give it a quick test. That's very nice, very nice. All right, we'll put the rest of the screws in. So we got another piece of timber on there with the 45, just 2 screws. What I'm afraid of is when I try to lift it off the cleat, which part's the cleat? Is it both pieces? I actually don't know. So when you pull it off, so you put it on, sits there nicely. It's very nice. She's not going to fall off, but when you go to pull it, it's going to want to pull the whole thing. So what I wouldn't mind doing is making a little lock. I've seen a few people do different styles of locks. I could actually make that a bit shorter as well if I really wanted to, but I think I'll leave it the same length. Yeah, that's definitely going to want to come off. So what we might do, and that's where it makes it hard because all these aren't exactly the same and some of them have the 45 on the bottom, which is where I've definitely stuffed up. All right, so what we might do is put a little bit of timber, just so this is the timber, might screw it in and that way I can push it up like that and maybe lock it in. So it'll be like that. When you pull it up, yeah, we'll give it a go. So I've measured 290 to the top. So we'll cut that. No, you want to be able to see it just, don't you? So we'll cut that to there. Who knows if this is going to work? So obviously this has to be adjustable because all these are different heights, or not heights, but thicknesses. So ideally, this isn't the best system. On the next one, I'll make them all exactly the same thickness, the same height, the same everything, all straight, but we'll bear with this at the moment. So we'll throw that in there. Look at that. So this is adjustable. So that's the idea, is so I can sit in there, I can still get it out. It's a little bit looser there and a lot looser there. So obviously because this one's a lot thinner, if we turn that a bit, that's a bit better. That's what we're wanting to stop. Yeah, it's not going to fall down now. Clip it in, clip it out, clip it in. You can still move it around. Go down here. Like obviously, yeah, it's not the greatest, but it definitely works. All right. Let's see if it slides. Slides beautifully. So if that's something we're not going to use very often, we can adjust that. There we go. Slide it over there. Oh yeah, it's fine. And I think the 2 feet, I don't think I need much more, especially for these little ones, maybe for the larger ones, or if you're actually wanting to throw one of these up, which we probably will. Why not? And then I can slot. You can find them. Beautiful. So obviously you could do a 4-banger and then you could have that up there. I don't think I'm going to be putting too much of the big stuff in because there's only minimum space, but that definitely works. Next one I'm chasing is this. A couple of my clamps. So I've only got one of the large ones. I haven't got too many yet. I don't know if I should future-proof it, although we probably will change the wall later. We've got plenty of these ones. I've got maybe 6 small ones. Maybe just 2 hooks coming out, 2 timber hooks or something. Just so I could sit on there like that. Let's see. So I've got a couple of offcuts I found in my offcut box. So I'm planning to just do something like that. And then that can sit in there. I won't do it too tight, but it'll sit there like that, if that makes sense. I have no idea if this will work. No idea. simple one, that one. Sits in there snug. Not too bad. Obviously that's just for one. I only have the one. If you got more, you'll have to bring it out more. But that works perfect. Chuck it wherever. It's nice and easy to get in and out. That's exactly what I want. You can put the lock in if you really wanted. But realistically, you put a lock in there if you want. Maybe something that goes across there. If anything, I'd like to maybe bring it out a tiny bit more. What do you think? Let's see if I can quickly make one for, I think I've got 6 of these. So I'll make it a little bit bigger. So with this one, I'm just using the same timber. These are actually offcuts from some tables I used to make. These were the insides for supports. And they're just offcuts. If you haven't seen my offcut box, you might have seen this under the table. The van vault used to be in my van. Don't have a van now. And now it's just full of offcuts. It's bloody perfect. So I'm just using these. I've done some pilot holes so that the screw goes in nicely. I'll put those down and then I've made those holes, I might turn that around, so they don't clash with those holes. Screws in, make and do with what we have. Let's go team. Feels a little bit flimsy. I don't think the screw's in on that one. Yeah, nice. So this one here, screw didn't quite go enough in. You should probably measure it, eh? So we'll just drill that out just a little bit more. Must have been just missing. There we go, solid. So I don't think we're going to hold 6. You'll definitely get 4. I wonder if there's a better way. If we... It actually fits in there nicely. So this definitely works, but I think in the future I'd like one piece of timber. Might look a little bit better. It actually looks pretty alright. I don't mind it. I don't mind the, what do you want to call it? Dodgy look, the industrial look. And we'll put some glue on it, make it a little bit larger, that way we can get 6 on. I don't know where the other 2 are, so at the moment that's fine. 4 thoughts so far. I'm definitely open to everyone's opinions, everyone's views. I'm really wanting some more ideas on all this stuff. I'm really happy with this so far, and I am coming around to the non-polished look of this. I really actually like the way that looks, as sort of dodgy as it may seem for a lot of people out there. We've definitely got a lot more to go up. We've got more pack out, we've got more tools, a lot more tool holders, battery holders. Yeah, a lot more to go up, but we might leave it there this week, guys. And until next time, stay addicted to tools.